Hi everybody, I'm Akos too, and I'm back again with another movie review. Dad and I hadn't seen this particular film in the cinema, but since it was out on DVD, we decided to give it a watch and see what it was all about. The movie's called Contraband, and it's intense, really intense. But as much as you want to look away from it, you can't. It's got a lot of harsh language in it, as you would expect a film of this caliber to have. And main character, he got himself out of the life, so to speak, making runs with drugs and getting money. Basically, a middleman, and he is now a security installer. He installs security systems for people's homes, and this actually comes in handy later in the story, but I won't say why because it's a spoiler. But as far as movies are concerned, this was really gripping and just unbelievable and a little bit too realistic for me because I know that this sort of thing happens a lot in reality, and just seeing that gave me pause. I give it 3.5 stars out of 4. It was almost perfect, but um, I know it's going to sound like a little bit of a prude, but it could have done a little bit less without the cursing. I mean, the blood and the gore allotted were understandable, and I guess the cursing was too, and it didn't really bother me all that much, but it was a little much. Yeah, this coming from a person who loves The Sopranos. Yeah, ironic. Um, it's really a solid film and well done, and just extremely severe and gripping at the very start. And it's basically the story of a kid who finds himself involved with being a middleman. And our main character, played by Mark Wahlberg, very well, mind you, he does just a splendid job. He is badass. And he kicks ass and takes names. Um, granted, uh, he comes across as a man who doesn't take any crap from anybody, and rightly so. He's just completely um, the type of character that is a straight arrow, and he's supposed to take care of this his wife's kid brother, who's the one that was running the drugs themselves and got caught by the border patrol, and he actually owes somebody money, or he will get made, so to speak. They're gonna cap him. Um, it's a very realistic tale, and um, it's a little bit cringeworthy due to that, I think, because it happens every day, and we hear about it more often than not, and it just gives you a kind of a feel as to what that sort of existence or lack thereof is like. And honestly, I enjoyed it, but it was a little bit too realistic for me, because I know this sort of thing happens, and I hear about it and I read about it, and it's just very disturbing to me. But it is a very enjoyable film, and I do warrant it for what it's worth. It's good. It's well written. It's got plenty of action and adventure involved in it. But I just wonder about the foresight of a lot of these characters. There was one scene that had me wondering why they left Andy alone. Andy is the the brother. I just thought, why? I wouldn't have left him alone. Not in that kind of situation. When they go to Panama to pick up the counterfeit bills to seal the deal and make amends and make everything right again. It just I thought, why would you be such a moron? Why did you leave him alone? Logic does not dictate, especially in a scenario such as that one. But um, it was just one of the film's minor flaws. But I guess they weren't really thinking about the individuality and the free spiritedness and ignorance of teenagers, and the fact of the matter that they have their own agendas. But it was more true to life that way, I thought, and it was just they didn't take into effect that he would leave the van. But it does have a happy ending, and you wouldn't expect a movie like this to have a happy ending, but it does. Um, it's really well done and well executed, and it was directed by somebody I had never heard of. Excuse me, my allergies must be really acting up today, but um, I give Contraband 3.5 stars out of 4, only because it just really got under my skin, and a lot of the scenes that were appearing, made me shudder inwardly. Yeah, it was that graphic and that perturbing. Um, I'm going to give you a little bit of an update here, actually. I'm still working on my romantic comedy, which is called Love Potion Number 9. It's like a modern day Jekyll and Hyde, only a little bit different. And it's going in a direction that I never expected it to take. So it's becoming very intriguing, and I'm really savoring the writing of it. I'm writing somewhat of a personal script that's it's a fan fiction. It was a dream that I had when I was going through a really rough time, and I was actually thinking of committing suicide. Ugh, I know, dumb, really stupid, but had written I had written this idea, and I am now working on it. It's called Impact in the Grand Scheme of Things. It's Doctor Who related, and I don't think anybody has ever tried something like this before, and it is very personal, but I feel like I can get across to a lot of different people by writing this script, and I'm hoping that maybe someday I will actually get a chance to see people perform it if I get lucky. Um, and of course, I'm still working on my Lux saga. I'm now writing about Suspira's trip to the intergalactic idol contest to become the next voice of the stars, as it is called, is a very prestigious honor, and you get fame, fortune, glory, and limousine that flies through space, and butlers and maids that kowtow to your every whim, amongst fame and fortune. Or she actually decided that she would take the more humble route and become more of a commercial voice and try to attract people to come to Lux, which a lot of people don't even know exists, even after our ambassador, our main character, Regina, has been going to many different planets just to see what kind of influence other travelers before her have had. And it's been a lot of fun to write. It's an idea that came to me while watching Doctor Who, of course, and the fact that I enjoy time travel and the idea of time travel, and and I threw in John Teeter in the original. If you've seen uh, my reading of the first story in the saga, and if you want to hear more, I can let you see it because I want to publish it. I don't want it to be just in audio format. I really want it to reach the masses and have maybe a fan base if I get lucky. I don't. Who knows? It might become even bigger than I've realized. It's just something that keeps expanding and expanding and expanding. Speaking of expanding, I'm reading Mr. G by Alan Lightman. Actually, not really reading it, but listening to it through audiobook, and show you what it looks like. It's the inside's not really that impressive, but the outside it looks like that. And I'm on disc number 3, and there are 4 discs, as you can see in the audiobook itself, and it's really quite wonderful. It is probably the most engaging book I have ever heard, and it's really fascinating. It's just the tale of the creator and the creation of all that is, basically. Or, well, I'll tell you more later about the universe that he creates, and it's really just fantastic. Really tremendous book, and I recommend it to all of you out there who want to know what the mind of God could. This is just one view of what goes through the mind of God and his relatives, Aunt Penelope and Uncle Deva. It's really tremendous. I just love it. I can't get enough of it. So I will review that at a future time. So I shall see you then. Live long and prosper.